I'm squeezing in and twisting. Only tap if you have to.
Tap.
We're already there. Now let's take a look at the difference here. Only tap when you have to.
Tap. Tap.
That's a lot easier. Let alone the fact by hooking up this way. Take a look at this. He's not trusting. He's aware what's going to go on by twisting the wrist and digging in tight. If he shoves into my elbow right now, slowly.
It's already close to
Yeah,
tap.
he will break his own wrist with that same counter we showed you for this. By hitting this way, I've got nothing. Whenever I've got my thumb in here, if he hits the back of my arm, this will cause me to continue out and twist this wrist back. So his own counter for the paintbrush will start snapping him all the way down. This is a triple snap. We're going to blow the wrist, the elbow, and the shoulder. Now, again, we talked about, I don't want my hips directly riding on top of this guy, so what do I do about this? What I'm going to do is get my body offline with them. In wrestling, everything is angles. There's no straight on. People in jiu-jitsu seem very comfortable with being right here. I'm not. I don't buy it. You've got to be all the way off to the side. So to get my hips offline, if I'm attacking his right arm, I drop my hips off to the left. So let's go. I'm going head on for just a moment. So I attack the right, my hips go left. Whenever I go left, I'm dropping my hip back towards the mat, getting as close to that crossbody ride position we've already talked about. Whenever I drop it off, I'm on the toes of my right foot. My knee is not on the mat. My hips are not on the mat. It's just off of his body and then dragging back into him. And to make sure he doesn't escape out the opposite side, my left foot is hooking tight into his body. I mean, I'm digging this thing in tight here. So head on, hold position with it. I move to here. I'm tied into him, driving the hips through. So I don't even have the arm now, so if he starts bucking now, look at this. He can't get his bridge nearly as controlled. Let's move this to the side. A few bursts. See if you can pull yourself away. See, I have to work a lot less. Now, let's go back and assume I've got this position in. Already set up in my top wrist lock, which is our preferred way to hit it. I drop the hips to the side, and I drag this in. You know, I'm already going to tap. If he wants to bridge at the same time,
Tap.
blowing himself out because he can't take this same bridge. His hips can't get elevated. He's in jeopardy. He's going to be able to feel this. The pain receptors in his body are going to go, it'll stop that bridge. I'm going to lose a limb here. And it's going to be none of me having to let go, post my hands out to the side. For argument's sake, let's say I've got all this hooked up right in here. And he hits a really high bridge, and I get surprised. I go, hey, I feel like I'm losing base. I'm still just going to hip into this guy, because remember, we're riding, we're not pinning. I can't be here. I'm going to let off this, I'm going to put some slack in this wrist for him, in his hand, so I'll just grab a hold of his wrist. I'm in proper hip position here. So let's say he bridges to the sky, and I'm going to fall off of this guy if I'm thinking only about pinning, and as I'm falling off, I might be tempted to hit it again. I'm going to let go with my hands. The reason that happens is because I thought about the pin. You're a wrestler, you're a rider. So what happens is, whenever I have something hooked up, I'm going to keep that hooked up. So whenever he bridges, I'll just keep my hips into him and just bring this leg out and just glide off to the side. So I'm still going to stay on the wrist so we can keep some slack in this. So whenever he bridges, look at that. I'm aware of that potential. I'm just off into a crossbody ride. I've got the exact same submission, never had to let go of it. And so what does it look like? We're making this up. Same thing, we can keep the slack out of this. Let me set everything in. Bridge, get rid of me. Could there anything be any easier than this? There's just nothing to that.